Okay, good afternoon guys. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So this is the first material in our TLE class, Teaching and Learning Evaluation class. So in this first section, I would like to describe several language test typology. So there are several terms that I'm gonna introduce you in which these terms will commonly be used in our later classes, our later courses. Okay, the first term is about objectivity versus subjectivity. So these two different kinds of terms, are different in terms of test format, test score, and skills to be tested. So objectivity and subjectivity belongs to two different kinds of tests. So actually there are two different kinds of tests: objective tests and subjective tests. And the major difference, the core difference between these two kinds of tests is about the format, the score, and the skills to be tested. Related to the test format, objective tests usually in the form of multiple choice, or yes/no questions, or true/false, or matching tests. And if it is subjective test, the test is usually in the form of essay. And how about the test score? Okay, the criteria of objective test in terms of the scoring criteria is, if we talk about objective test, if one correct answer will get 1 point. So if the first item you answer correctly, so you get 1 for the first item, and if you answered incorrectly, you get 0. And how about subjective test? Because subjective test is relatively subjective, so the scoring way to score the subjective test is based on the rubric. Rubric is kind of standardized, is kind of standard, which consists of some criteria, criteria to score the subjective test. Why do we have to need such kind of criteria, such kind of guideline? Because there is no correct answer in subjective test. And the last is skills to be tested. For objective tests, the skills that usually be tested is the skills of listening and reading. So listening and reading usually are in the form of objective, where the format is usually multiple choice, true or false, and yes/no question, something like that. And subjective test, the skills of language which usually be tested, which refers to subjective tests, are the skills of speaking and writing. So we need specific rubric or band to score the test. How about correctness versus appropriacy? Actually, this is the criteria used to score the test too, if we want to score the test, usually this criteria is used to test the productive skills, to score the productive skills. For example, if we score the speaking skills in terms of correctness, it means that it refers to linguistic correctness. For example, speaking, it means that it refers to the correctness of pronunciation, correctness of intonation, the way we pronounce the words and sentence, the way we pronounce, the intonation of the way we voice the sentence, like that. And if we talk about contextual appropriateness, it means that the criteria of scoring is determined by the context where we use the skills. For example, in speaking, yeah, I give you one example for specific expressions. Addressing someone, if we talk about addressing someone, there are some title of addressee. For example, Mr., Mrs., Miss. Yeah, we have to score the way to address, not just because we use Mr., the title, one of the title of addressee, Mr., for example, which attached to the name, like Mr. Budi Handoko. So usually in Indonesian culture, we just refer Mr. as Bapak. So Bapak Budi Handoko, Mr. Budi Handoko. Actually, there is cultural message reflected in the title of addressee, Mr. So we have to score whether our students have already used the word Mr. appropriately, yeah, by considering the cultural aspects, the context where the language is used. So Mr. should be attached with the second name, because second name refers to the family name. Okay, next, reference to norms and to criteria. These both terms refer to the way to score, also to score our students. Yeah, if we talk about reference to norms, it means we score our students based on the reference to the scores of others. And if we talk about criterion reference, it means that we score our students based on direct guidance. Yeah, so for example, in reference to norms or noun reference, we score our students based on the average score of the class. Yeah, but if it is criterion, we score our students based on the direct guidance that we have already got. For example, the students is deserved to get A because the score is in the interval between 86 to 100, for example. How about artificial versus authentic? Yeah, if we talk about the test, yeah, artificial means natural context. So it means, we know that we test the language, it means we test for language skills. If we talk about authentic test, we talk about natural context. So the skills are integrated. Yeah, the skills are integrated, and there is slight difference between those four skills. But if we talk about artificial, yeah, it means that the test is separated. The skills which are tested are separated. Yeah, but the benefit is we have the great care for each skill that we want to test. Okay, that's all for our class today. Thank you very much. We can start discussion session via comments. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.